Good fucking morning, god damn it. So this is my first volume session back after comp. The competition recap video is yet to surface, and that will be done at some stage soon. I was going to do it the weekend, but did not get time. So just starting a fairly standard volume block. I'm looking. I don't know how long it's going to run for. Typically, my blocks will run for 4 to 6 weeks. I basically run it until I feel like I can't really progress too much. So I'm going to add a top double before back down sets. I'm going to keep it really simple. Basic bitch, just 3 sets of 8 on the primary lift. Secondary lift, 3 sets of 10, lighter variation. And then on session 3 for the lowers, I'm still undecided what way I'm going to take it. Whether it's going to just be lighter 8s or it will be different variations for volume. So this is me just warming up for the double. So this is the 180. So 210 or 214 was the top double. It felt fine. Warm-ups did not feel amazing, but it wasn't a struggle by any means. My elbow has been real. So basically I took last week off after the competition. I did one upper body pump session. But yeah, I more or less took last week off. My elbow's been really fucking sore, weirdly. But I actually felt better after this session. It's a bit more painful now. I don't know if it's about carpal tunnel or what, but it's fucking pain in the ass. But I actually felt better after this session, as in completely pain-free. It's back now, though. It's just fucking delightful. So 3 sets of 8 at 65%. So I'm just using the competition for training maxes. So 265 training max. So this is 60%, I think. 3 by 60%, and I'll just look to add 5% or go up RPE wise. I don't know what this was RPE wise. It was actually pretty tough. I could obviously keep going, but I was really feeling it in my legs. My adductors, I think my adductors were cramping at one stage between sets. Which even though I was doing like a high volume protocol beforehand, I was squatting 3 times a week. I was doing 30 reps, average intensity of about 70% twice a week for both lifts, which is fairly high volume, fairly high relatively intensity. Just doing an extra 2 reps over 3 sets really does change the dynamics of what you're doing. This is the second set. I didn't manage to get the third set on camera, so only 2 sets of the squats, but they were okay. Nothing. Normally, when I come back from a competition and a week off, my squats feel like absolute dog shit. But I don't actually feel like I'm starting from as far away as I normally would. Normally, my first week back is kind of like a washout, and it probably takes me about 2 or 3 weeks. So like comp plus 3 weeks, comp plus 4 weeks to kind of get back towards where I was. I think probably because I went pretty light in the competition. That's part of the reason. So this is my deadlift variation. So I'm going to go with snatch grips, stiff leg at deadlift. I was originally going to go for snatch grip deadlift, but I decided to just go for the stiff leg. Just because I was going to go quite light anyway, and I felt like 100 kilos was too light for a snatch grip deadlift, whereas for snatch grip stiff legs, it feels actually quite challenging. I think this will be quite a good lift. I'll keep this in for the block and see how it develops. I think it's actually quite good for my hip timing. So something I feel on my deadlift is it could do with some work is timing my hips at lockout. So during this, I kind of feel like I slide my hips under, and I don't really get the full benefit of my hips past the knee. So what I was thinking about on these was certainly on the last set, which probably felt the best, great angle, was just really trying to flex my quads hard, so like extend my knees hard and just kind of lean back rather than bringing the hips forward, kind of lean back into the hips, and that squeezing my quads hard, kind of extending my leg, my knees hard, leaning back a bit with the hips rather than pushing the hips forward. That felt pretty good. So we'll see how that. I'll try and think about that cue into deadlifts on Wednesday and see how that goes, but those felt pretty decent. Hard exercise. And then just some assistance, so a couple of sets of side step up just body weight to start with. I'll add some weight to this, so that I'm going to get a barbell on it. But I'll get a plate, maybe a couple of plates aside. Just trying to working on the balance. Some kind of single leg exercise. Each session's probably going to get included. Something that I was slacking off on the last blocks. I was kind of giving myself a bit of leeway the last few blocks because I was getting used to having a kid or being a dad or whatever. But I'm going to try and no excuses and just push on. Just going to try and make it happen. I got some goals for the end of the year and the start of next year, so I'm going to try and achieve them naturally, or else what's the point in having the fucking goals? So just putting in some assistance work and some abs to finish. Hanging knee raise, which is hanging knee and leg raise, is definitely one of my favorites. Like it, I think I definitely feel it decompress the spine and feel it in the hip flexors and abs quite well. I look like an absolute fat cunt doing it, but that's fine because I am a fat cunt. One of the goals is to become less of a fat cunt, which we will also document during this little fucking training diary series that you're so lucky to participate in. All 40 odd of you to watch it. Blessed. We're all blessed together. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, up the rat.